Hello, this is Lisa Ingram, and I am going to review my 3 technology projects with you. The first being the technology plan. I am employed in Nelson County, and we do have a process map for purchasing new technology in the district. So this starts with the teacher having to give a reason for how student learning will be enhanced. The principal administrators either sign it, approve it. It goes on to determine the funds, if it's going to be local building funds or district funds to purchase it. So there is a process map for our purchases in the district. This is the form that goes along with that. This tells various brands of technology that the district purchases when needed. We are a preschool program that I work with. We serve 3 children ages 3 and 4. We feed into 5 elementary schools within the district, and students have to qualify as having a delay or to be income eligible, which is considered at risk, or they can pay tuition. We do offer a Monday through Friday half-day AM PM sessions. We recently have grown quite a bit this year. We opened a new classroom in October, so the district and the local planning committee is considering an additional 8 classrooms to our building, so we've been excited about that. We do have a wraparound child care center that is open from 6 to 6 for our students if needed. And our mission is to provide children and families of our community with a supportive and loving environment in which to build a strong early educational foundation. Pros and cons of technology resources. We would love to have some iPads in the classrooms. Last year we had an iPad in every classroom, which was taken because there was a greater need in one of the other schools in the district. So we would love to have that, but the con is, of course, the cost. We are a small school, and as I said, high percentage of our students are at risk, so we pride ourselves on not placing our students and families at further risk of financial need and asking for fundraising, so we try to limit that as much as possible. Assistive technology that we use with students with special needs, we have various different quick talkers, animated animals and devices, the Board Maker Plus, split videos, communication boxes, battery operated scissors and such. Various resources. We have subscription for Starfall. We use the Smart Exchange for our smart boards. Management strategies. We are required to adhere to the Early Childhood Environmental Rating Scale through the Kentucky preschool classrooms, and with that it does determine that students in preschools cannot have more than 30 minutes total a week spent with technology. So this is very limits the teachers on what they can do in the classrooms. But of course our need is to be able to spend more time on technology, so we would like to be able to find a way to be creative with that. Another need is we would love to purchase more iPads or have iPads initially for every classroom, and then also that our building does not have wireless capability, so we would like to have that, and hopefully that is going to be done this summer. The next thing to look at is my PD plan. I do communicate with professional peers located locally during the following ways. I attend the district leadership PLC meetings. I attend regional development, PD development twice a year with Ellen, which is an early learning leadership network of other early childhood leaders throughout the state. I do attend the preschool cadre twice a year with other early childhood leaders, the State Department, to discuss legal issues and changes going on throughout the state and region. I am a member of the Nelson County Early Childhood Community Council, and we meet monthly, and our focus this past year has been school readiness and helping local child care programs prepare students for kindergarten. So we've been going out and doing screenings and things like that to help them. Evaluation tools, we use the Teaching Strategies Gold in our program, so the teachers use that in this online program. The various tools that I've shared with my staff is the Animoto, the Blabberai, SlideShare, Our Story, different things that I've learned throughout this program. I communicate with peers in other countries using the Twitter and Facebook, Pinterest, as well as Edmodo. That was a big help for me. different ideas that I had gotten. I was looking for ideas for family involvement, so I was able to get some pointers on that. I was also looking for some technology to use with a student who is hearing impaired, so I got some great resources for some people. Communication with parents. My teachers do a newsletter weekly. They do add technology in there. This is a copy of one of those. I do a monthly newsletter. I use the one call now frequently, so that's what this is, a report that I get from that. We are planning some video activities that will be aired on our local television station, so that's in the planning stages. We're excited about that. So the PD plan that I did with my staff was on Teaching Strategies Code, which is the online assessment tool to report data to the preschool Kentucky Department of Education. And so the teachers use this, but within this tool there is a lesson plan format, and the teachers had seen it but they've never used it, so I informed them that next year we will be using the lesson plan format. So we reviewed and did the PD on that, and because I know that some of my teachers struggled with PD, or with technology, I did the PD using the smart board. The staff took turns demonstrating various portions of the tool that they were familiar with. I shared a finished product. I gave them a sample lesson plan as I will show them the format covers areas that they're required to demonstrate through district walkthroughs as well, and how this tool could benefit them and their students. So this is a sample of the lesson plan. It is very detailed, as you can see. And PD beyond the school level, I do have close communication with another principal of an early childhood center within the city school district, and we're doing a video at a board meeting in July, so that was some of the things I had talked about. My technology unit was focused on fairy tales. The students at the time, a couple of different classes had been doing that, so that's what I decided to use. We use the Kentucky Early Childhood State Standards, so within this unit I cover arts and humanities, English, language arts, and science, various different standards and benchmarks. With the ISTE standards, I use standard 2, 3, and 4. Pre-assessment is really hard with preschoolers age 3 and 4, so I decided to create a PowerPoint using various fairy tales and pictures and characters to see their knowledge of that, how much they knew about the stories. I used Starfall to assess alphabet knowledge. We used different iPad activities as well, so that's pictures from those. Other assessment forms that we used in our center we have two different assessment forms, one for a 3-year-old and one for a 4-year-old. We do this assessment 3 times a year, and it is shared with parents during home visits and parent-teacher conferences. So each time they use a different color. The first assessment date was used with blue. The second one was red, so that will easily show parents the growth that the students are making. And the teachers are currently working on the third assessment time. Different technology tools used, to name some: the smartboard, the iPad, the flip camera, internet, YouTube videos, the FM system, PowerPoint, Pinterest. I did discover Teachers Pay Teachers. I thought that was a great discovery that I found through this project. New innovative technology idea. I discovered how to do hyperlinks, so I thought that was exciting. I think the teachers will use those. I incorporated YouTube videos, hyperlinks. Hope to incorporate next year Skype with one of our home hospital students, hopefully with the getting wireless and some different technology within our building to be able to do that. So like I said, we used fairy tales. I did the stories of the 3 little pigs and the 3 billy goats gruff. So each day was a different focus. One of the days they used the flip video cameras to video the other students replaying and retelling the story. They did different activities. Arrow down here. They watched YouTube videos about pigs and goats, and they were able to distinguish about real animals and what's fiction and real fantasy. Here they were using a hairdryer. This is an activity I found on Pinterest that kids loved. They built structures with straw and sticks and stuff, and then tried to blow them down, and then used the hairdryer and talked about things like that, of why it was easier. We were able to, this is just a list of different sites where you can hear stories in different languages, so that was neat, where they could go online and hear fairy tales. Some of the assistive technology hardware used were touch screens on the student computers, the FM system, and then the post-assessment, I did a smartboard activity where the student took the pen from the smartboard and drew a line from the book to the character. So they enjoyed doing that. There's another smartboard activity I found, I think, on Pinterest, where the statement was matched to the character. The students did artwork. This is one, a house made out of sticks. And this one is made out of straw. So they enjoyed doing all of that, and then the house of bricks. So the students had a great time. They did the 3 Billy Goat Scruff, and there's the pigs that they made. So it was a great lesson. The students had a good time, and I did too. Thank you very much.